Lucy worked as a librarian and loved her job very much. One day, a handsome guy whose name was Rob came to her library. They had a brief conversation and he left 10 minutes later. Then, Lucy went to the reading room and noticed that the most expensive book was missing.
Oh no!
She asked 3 visitors, "What were you doing during the last 10 minutes?" Rosie said that she had been doing her homework. Rick said, "I was in the restroom when the theft happened." And Violet was looking through architecture magazines for her art project. Who stole the book? Rick. He started making excuses, although Lucy didn't even tell the visitors that the book was missing. Lucy exposed the thief, but Rick ran away. Lucy ran after him down the street. He decided to hide in a women's clothing store. When Lucy ran into the dressing room, she saw 3 pairs of feet. Can you help her find Rick? These feet are too big, and Rick's blue coat is on the floor. When Lucy caught Rick, he promised to return the book if she managed to crack his riddle. "I'm easy to waste, and I'm unstoppable. What am I?" A few minutes later, Lucy gave him her answer. Rick threw the book into her hands and ran away. What did she say? Time. Lucy opened the book and immediately realized that it was fake. How? Take a look at the color and quality of the paper. It's white, while the original book was very old, and the paper was yellowish. Lucy came to the police station to tell them about the theft. She met 3 uniformed police officers, but one of them was a fake. Who? The third guy. Take a look at the wall. His portrait hangs on the board with wanted criminals. The police officers promised Lucy to start an investigation as soon as they take care of more serious crimes. But Lucy didn't want to waste time. She decided to do her own research. She went to a party for rich collectors of antiques. The guards refused to let her in because she didn't have an invitation. So, Lucy came up to 3 men in the parking lot nearby. They had invitations. Lucy's plan was to join one of them as a +1 guest. The guys wanted to impress Lucy and began to discuss their new cars. Josh said, "I wanted my car to be special, so I bought this one." Liam said that since he was a beginner, he purchased a cheap used car. And Henry said that he bought a big car because he had a lot of friends. Lucy realized that one of the guys was lying. Who? Josh. The logo on his car key doesn't match the logo on his car. The guard recognized Lucy and refused to let her in again. But she didn't give up and walked around the building. She noticed a metal door. It was locked and required a 16-digit code. She found this note next to the door. 328541. Can you help Lucy crack the code? It's 222-5555555551111. She literally needs to enter 3 2s, 8 5s, and 4 1s. Finally, Lucy unlocked the door and entered the building. She saw 2 beautiful rooms. Suddenly, she met a scared waiter. She told Lucy that one of those rooms belonged to a vampire. Can you tell which room? This one. It has no windows at all. The party was awesome, great music and amazing people, but there was a thief among the guests. Can you guess who it was? This woman on the right is reaching for the man's pocket. Suddenly, Lucy met Rob, the handsome guy from the library. He invited her to dance. Lucy said, "Okay, but first you have to crack my riddle. No matter how little or how much you use me, you can change me every month. What am I?" A few seconds later, Lucy and Rob were dancing together in the middle of the dance floor. So what did Rob answer? "I'm a calendar." Lucy thought 3 collectors were suspicious, so she questioned them. Georgina said, "Don't speak about books, please. I've gone broke recently, so I had to sell my entire book collection." Henry said, "What do you think I am? I only buy antiques from official dealers." And Victor said, "I fell in love with high technologies and got rid of all antiques in my house. Old stuff makes me sick." Who's lying? Victor. If he doesn't like antiques so much, why is he wearing a vintage vest and hat? The party host invited all the guests to the dining room. Lucy wanted to sit next to Rob. Georgina agreed to switch places if Lucy guessed her riddle. "When you don't know what I am, then I am something. But when you know what I am, then I'm nothing. What am I?" Have you guessed? It's a riddle. Waiters brought many dishes with delicious food. Suddenly, one lady exclaimed, "I've lost my diamond earring. Can you help her find it?" It's over there on the plate with cheese. Rob offered Lucy to play a game. 6 glasses are standing in a line, but only the first 3 are filled with juice. The task is simple. Lucy can touch only 1 glass. Keep in mind that each full glass must be followed by an empty one. How would you solve this riddle? Take the second glass and pour the juice from it into the 5th glass. When the waiter served dessert and coffee, Lucy offered Rob this riddle. "You have 3 empty cups and 10 sugar cubes. You need to distribute these sugar cubes between the cups so that each of them has an odd number of cubes." Rob nailed it. What about you? You should put 3 cubes in the first cup, then put the second cup into the third cup, and put all the remaining 7 cubes inside. Now you have 2 cups, and each of them contains an odd number of sugar cubes. Lucy went to the ladies' room. Suddenly, she felt overwhelming weakness and fell asleep. Lucy woke up in a strange room without windows. There was no one else around. She could see only one exit, the door. But there were huge electric saws spinning in front of this door and blocking her path. Luckily, she found a control panel on the wall, but it was really confusing. One switch turned off the electric saws. One speeded them up, and one turned on rock music. One wrong move, and Lucy will stay in this room forever. Which switch should Lucy press to stop the electric saws? This button. When Lucy got out of the creepy room, she found herself on the roof of a skyscraper that was about to crumble. The only way out was to use one of the elevators. If she chose the first elevator, she'd fall hundreds of feet. Ice-cold water that could freeze any human was behind the second door. A super venomous tick was in the third elevator. And mutated mosquitoes were waiting for Lucy inside the fourth elevator. Just one bite could make her fall asleep forever. Which elevator should she choose? The third elevator. Even though the tick is venomous, she can easily crush it because it's small. When Lucy got out of the building, she saw a group of firefighters. She spotted a fake one among them immediately. Can you see him too? This guy over there. On Monday, Lucy went downstairs to see Rob, and this is what happened. But on Tuesday, she met Rob again, and he looked absolutely fine. How did Rob survive? He's an actor. They were shooting a movie. There's a shadow of a camera in the lower right corner. It was Lucy's first day off, and she went for a walk in the park, but suddenly she received a text message from Rob. He asked her to meet him in the library. She used a car-sharing app to get to the meeting spot, but the car refused to start. It demanded a password to make sure Lucy wasn't a robot. Lucy didn't know what to do, but the system gave her a hint. Soft, hairy, from door to door. I am the pet that always stays on the floor. Have you guessed the password? Carpet. When Lucy arrived at the library, Rob confessed that he had been involved in the book theft. All because the book contained a spell for traveling to parallel universes. He read the spell, and 5 portals appeared in the reading hall. Rob offered Lucy to go through one of the portals and have a walk. You can hear the street noise from the first portal. You can hear the birds singing from the second portal. You can hear leaves rustling from the third portal. There's a sound of rain behind the fourth portal, and you can hear waves from the fifth portal. Which portal did they choose? The third one. The only footprints on the floor lead to this portal. Rob and Lucy found themselves in front of a swamp. Angry wolves noticed them and began to chase the guys. What should they do? Sprint through the swamp? Stay in one place and wait for help? Or walk slowly and try to step on the grass? Running is a bad idea. They'll immediately get pulled into the swamp. They also can't just stop and wait for help because the wolves are nearby. They should move slowly and use a stick to test the path.